Hello there, you ravishing person you. This is Chris from TechSpert and I'm here with the third generation Kindle Oasis, fresh for 2019. Gonna give it a full unboxing setup, take you through all of the specs and what's changed over the previous generation. Not that much actually, to be perfectly fair, but it's 229 quid here in the UK. You can actually buy it right now from Amazon's website. So let's see if it's worth that rather steep asking price. So first up, what do you actually get in the box with the Kindle Oasis? Well, you get the e-reader itself, naturally. You get a little bit of quick start guide action and some other nonsense. And you get a charging cable as well. Still micro USB, gah! Come on Amazon, give us a Type-C Kindle already, please. So here it is in all of its glory, the third generation Kindle Oasis, fresh for 2019. So as you can see there, the design hasn't changed up much at all compared with the previous generation. It's 188 grams, this new Kindle Oasis 3, so relatively lightweight, but also it features this lovely ergonomic design, of course, just like the previous version, which means it's heavily weighted towards one particular edge, the edge which you clutch it in, and that just means it's a nice comfortable fit, and as you can see, it's just perfectly balanced, so really comfortable to clutch, even for extended periods. You once again have a metal back which looks nice and neat and of course should prove nice and rugged as well. Certainly the previous Kindle Oasis didn't pick up any scratches or scuffs despite being thrown into my backpack week after week, so that's good. And it's also great to see proper physical page turn buttons here on the Kindle Oasis 3 as well. Something that's been surprisingly culled from pretty much every other Kindle model, which is really annoying because I really like the physical touch controls. I prefer them to just using the touch screen to scroll through your books. Now, of course, the 2017 model, the second generation Kindle Oasis, introduced IPX8 water resistance, and that's something that carries over to this model as well, the third generation. So even if you want to be using it in the swimming pool or reading in the bath, something like that, no worries whatsoever. It can take being submerged into up to a meter of water for around an hour or so, which is fantastic. The only thing is it has to be fresh water. It doesn't fare so well with seawater, anything salty. So definitely be careful if you're rocking the Kindle, reading a bit of Mills and Boon on your yacht or something like that. Don't drop it overboard. Of course, it is worth pointing out as well that if water resistance is a major selling factor for you, don't forget that the current Kindle Paperwhite is also fully water resistant. So once again, you can rock it in the pool, the bathtub, whatever you want. And that costs £100 less than the Kindle Oasis, so definitely worth bearing that one in mind. So I've just registered this Kindle with my Amazon account, so nice and straightforward, and as you can see, it just brings up a nice little tutorial just showing you how to use the Kindle Oasis 2019 in case you haven't used a Kindle before, but it is very straightforward, very intuitive stuff. Let's have a bit of a tour of the UI. If you've used any other Kindle, you'll immediately be right at home. So this is your main sort of desktop, as it were. As you can see, it immediately fills it with all of your ebooks that you have stashed away in your library. If you scroll down, you'll also get recommendations based on current books that you've bought. Because you can jump into the store quickly and easily just by tapping this icon here, and this just allows you to browse all of the ebooks available on the Kindle store. You can buy and download books directly through that without having to mess around going on your laptop or anything like that. It's worth bearing in mind as well, you've got Wi-Fi and you've also got built-in LTE here on the Kindle Oasis. That's completely free. You don't need a separate mobile data plan or anything like that. So at any point, even if you're not connected to a Wi-Fi network, as long as you've got a data signal, you can still browse the store and download books. It's a great little feature. That 7-inch screen certainly seems nice and responsive. As you can see there, you can just nice and quickly scroll through all of the various lists. If you want to see more, bit of romance, yes, why not? Something to read when tucked up with Teddy. Oh, anyway, my underpants are starting to tingle a bit, so we better jump back to the home screen. And one of the only features that's actually been updated for this 2019 model of Kindle Oasis is that 7-inch touchscreen. It's the same size as before and same resolution as well at 300 pixels per inch. So perfect even if you're enjoying something with lots of illustrations in it or a nice graphic novel, something like that. It's an e-ink display, of course, anti-glare. As you can see there, I'm facing the spotlight here in the studio and you can still perfectly make out what is going on. Great for reading on a bright sunshiny day. Now the full range of Amazon Kindle e-readers now come with backlight and even that most basic budget 60 quid model, which is fantastic. So of course you get it here on the Kindle Oasis as well, although it is a bit more advanced on this model compared with the more cheaper models. Of course, at any point you can fiddle around with that brightness, so it's great if you're trying to read in a dark room or on a really bright sunny day when you want to just boost that brightness all the way up. And as you can see here on the Oasis, one of the killer features is the auto brightness. This was introduced in the previous generation. So that means you don't have to be constantly jumping into the settings and playing around with it manually to suit your environment if you're going into a darker or a lighter area. If you boost it up a bit as well, you can see it's a nice pleasingly uniform bit bit of backlighting as well. Some of the more budget Kindles you can sort of see patches where it's a bit lighter or a bit darker, but on this it's perfectly uniform throughout the entire display. It's a really nice, comfortable reading experience. And probably the biggest update for this 2019 model of the Kindle Oasis is the fact that you can now play around with the color temperature as well to make that screen nice and warm. So that'll be absolutely perfect for your late night reading sessions. It's nice and comfortable, easy on the eyes, helps you to get to sleep as well if you're going to be reading at night, and it means you're limiting how much you disturb your bed partners as well if you're indulging in a bit of late night reading action. And Amazon has rather thoughtfully introduced a schedule feature for the new color temperature settings as well, which means you don't even have to manually play around with it. You can just have it automatically schedule the color temperature to grow warmer, as you can see there, between sunset and sunrise. So it'll automatically make it nice and easy on the eyes in those low light environments. Otherwise, you can manually turn it on between set times as well, and you can actually set exactly the sort of color warmth that you want as well. So a really fantastic feature, great to see here on the new Oasis. Now the Kindle Oasis 2019 comes with a choice of either 8 or 32 gigabytes of storage space. Now 8 gigabytes would be absolutely fine for the vast majority of users. If you're just going to be downloading ebooks, then that'll sort you out, no problem whatsoever. You'll be able to download thousands of the buggers on here. What the 32 gigabyte model is really aimed at is anyone who's using the Audible audiobook service. So if you're a bit of a fan of Audible, you can download the audiobooks here onto the Kindle Oasis 2019. So for instance, I've got The Stand by Stephen King. That's probably about 12 gigabytes just by itself, because it's about 50 hours long or something ridiculous. You can download them onto this Kindle, and it will sync up, of course, if you're halfway through an audiobook, something like that. You can continue it on the Kindle or your phone, whatever you're using at the time. Of course, bear in mind that there is no built-in speaker here on the Kindle Oasis 2019. What you'll need to do is you'll need to jump into the settings and actually connect up a Bluetooth headphones or Bluetooth speaker. So as you can see, you just dive in here, just get it all set up through there. As usual, you can fully customize the Kindle Oasis display as well to suit your own particular needs and reading abilities and everything as well. So for instance, I find the standard text rather large, so I like to jump into the compact theme instead, and that just fits a lot more text on the page. You're not changing the page quite so often. Of course, if you're long-sighted, you can't read the text so easily, you can bump it up to a nice large font quickly and easily as well. So any of your ebooks, you can get in a nice large text version. So great news if you do struggle to comfortably read with that standard text. And you do have complete customization as well. You can actually play around with the font and all kinds of stuff. You can make the text nice and bold, as well as changing the size, so whatever suits your own particular needs. And the Kindle Oasis is also unique among the Amazon e-readers in that the screen can actually reorientate depending on which way you're holding it. So it doesn't matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed. As you can see there, the screen will just flip around to suit it. And as you can see there, thanks to the dense 300 pixel per inch resolution, it means you get nice crisp visuals, which is great if you are a bit of a fan of the old graphic novels, comic books, things like that. Of course, it is all in black and white monochrome, but still absolutely great reading experience. And so far, I'm definitely impressed by the performance here on the Kindle Oasis 2019 as well. All of your touch controls seems really, really responsive, nice and nippy. I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's actually improved over the previous model. But even using the on-screen keyboard, it's normally a bit of a frustrating experience with the likes of a Kindle device. But everything seems to be nice and nippy here on this bad boy. And just a bit of subliminal suggestion here. Oh, look, these look like good books. Maybe you should buy some of these books. Ooh. Amazon usually isn't very forthcoming with the exact specs list for its own brand devices, and the Kindle Oasis is no difference as far as the battery is concerned. I'm not sure of the exact capacity here in the new 2019 model, but I'm assuming it's the same as the previous generation, which would mean you should get a good couple of weeks of use from a full charge with about an hour or two of reading per day. Of course, if you have that brightness turned up all the way to max, or you're streaming a lot of audiobooks, then that is going to plummet quite quickly. So definitely you want to be charging it up fairly regularly anyway via micro USB. And that right there is the third generation of Amazon Kindle Oasis fresh for 2019. As you can see, not a major upgrade over the previous generation, just more of a slight refresh and replacement basically of that previous 2017 model, and definitely expensive at 229 quid considering how few updates or upgrades you get compared with the Kindle Paperwhite, which is still water resistant, still boasts many of those same great features and the same very comfortable reading experience for £100 less. Of course, you do get that gorgeous ergonomic design, the color temperature, and of course the physical controls, little bits like that, which do make it a more enjoyable experience. But is it worth £100? Well, that's up to you. So let me know what you think down below in the comments, and please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Cheers everyone, love you!